Powerhouse, presented by Alliant Energy.
Alliant Energy, we're on for you.
Recycling newspapers and plastic products and soda cans has pretty much become second nature to most of us. But what about recycling larger items like old appliances? Today we're here talking with Calvin Else with Conservation Services Group. And here at Conservation Services, you recycle just that, old appliances. Can you tell us what types of appliances you recycle here?
We sure do, Megan. At CSG, we recycle refrigerators, freezers, and window air conditioners. We also recycle non-refrigerated units such as washers, dryers, stoves, dishwashers. Any type of white good appliance comes through CSG to be recycled.
It sounds like you keep pretty busy.
We do.
Well, let's talk about the metal. In an old refrigerator like this, what percentage is metal?
On a typical 190-pound refrigerator, we recycle 150 pounds of steel. We recycle 25 pounds of plastics. We recycle 10 pounds of insulation, your foam insulation. We also recycle 3 pounds of glass and 2 pounds of miscellaneous other materials such as PCBs, refrigerant oils, and mercury.
What are the environmental benefits of recycling an old refrigerator like this?
Well, some of the environmental benefits would include we keep usable materials from entering the landfills. Also, the refrigerants will also cause ozone depletion, which leads to global warming. And then the PCBs, the mercury, we keep that out of the landfill to avoid, pollution entering the waste streams, water streams.
Okay, well now you just touched on those toxic materials. What is a PCB?
A PCB is an electrolyte that is, it's a charged capacitor, and it's oil filled, which we want to keep out of the landfills.
How about financial benefits? Will we see energy savings?
Obviously, there's many financial benefits to appliance recycling. One of the benefits would include if you have an old refrigerator, freezer, air conditioner that's a secondary unit in your home, it also adds up on your utility bills. You also might want to cut back on some of those and think about possibly recycling one.
Now, I know that a lot of people keep an older refrigerator or freezer in their garage or their basement, and while it's really convenient, share with us the cost of running a unit like that.
An old refrigerator will cost 3 times more power than an average appliance would run. And one that's 15 years old will actually take about $100 every year to operate.
Wow, so people really have to think long and hard if it's worth that money for the convenience, right?
That is correct.
How would someone know if their refrigerator, if it's time to start thinking about recycling that?
Well, if the refrigerator was manufactured prior to 1993, it's definitely time for a new one. If the refrigerator was produced from 1993 until 1999, we recommend you take a look at that also.
How much more efficient are newer refrigerators than the ones that we're talking about?
Newer refrigerators are going to be 3 times more efficient than the old ones.
Are there certain models that are more efficient than others or less efficient than
Well,
others?
top freezer refrigerators are going to be the most efficient models out there. Side-by-sides consume 25% more electricity to run, normally on a year-to-year basis.
Is this something that a homeowner can do themselves? Would it help you if they start to dismantle the refrigerator unit themselves?
We recommend that the homeowner does nothing but bring the unit out to us or to a approved facility to demanufacture the unit where we actually remove all the refrigerant, the oil, the PCBs from it.
Well, why don't you walk us through the process?
Sure, come with me. What we first do is we identify what type of refrigerator is coming through the door. How we do this is each refrigerator has a model tag. We identify what model it is and what type of refrigerant is inside it. This refrigerator so happens to be an R12, in which we'll put it in the R12 line to be pumped down. The R12s normally take 10 to 15 minutes to recover the evacuation process. Once the evacuation is complete, we start to remove all the plastics, the aluminum, the glass shelves, the trays, all that's removed, so we just have a steel shell with a carcass.
Let's talk about the back of the refrigerator. What kind of metals do you hope to recycle from that?
Well, the compressor is the biggest thing, so we'll cut out the compressor along with all the copper that's inside it. We'll also check for PCB capacitors that's on the compressor.
And then what do you do with these recycled materials?
All the recycled materials are taken to an approved local vendor to be recycled.
About how many appliances would you say that you've recycled and have seen come through this facility within the past 12 months?
In 2008, we recycled 41,000 appliances, washers, dryers, stoves, refrigerators. We actually recycled over 5 million pounds of steel and 40,000 pounds of non-ferrous materials.
Thanks for talking with us today, Calvin.
Well, thanks for coming out, Megan.
And thanks for reminding us how important it is to the environment that we recycle these old appliances in the proper way.
Alliant Energy's powerhouse is committed to preserving our environment through energy conservation and renewable energy, and helping you do the same.